Hello and welcome to your digital channel. It's Mastermind. Let's start with your today's topic. It's Introduction to Object Oriented Programming Concept. It's one of the important topics. This topic I feel that you students will not understand as you see the video. It's very difficult. Even when I studied first, it was very difficult for me to understand this all things as a first lesson. You will understand it when your whole textbook finishes and when your last lesson is over. And when you do the revisions, you will understand the clearly what. But I will try to make you understand each and every topic by giving you simple examples of your real life examples. Let me start today's topic. The first topic in this lesson is object oriented programming language. What is this object oriented programming language? There are two programming languages all over the world, that is object oriented programming language and process oriented programming language. What is this object oriented programming language? It gives emphasis on data rather than functioning. That means it gives its full efficiency on data rather than the functionings. It does not share the global data and it keeps its data secure. It's very secured process and it's called object oriented programming language. The examples of these languages, the computer languages which uses this type of language is Smalltalk, C++, Java, Python. The next type of language is process oriented programming language. What is this process oriented programming language? It's exactly opposite to the object oriented programming language. It gives emphasis to the functioning rather than the data. That means it shares the function data, it shares the data globally. The data is not secured in this process oriented programming language. It divides the program into simple pieces and it does not make it complex, and it's called the divided pieces are called as functions. The examples of this process oriented programming languages are Basic, Cobalt, Fortune, SL1, PL1 and C, etc. There are many programming languages. There are millions of programming languages all over the world. All these languages should use either process oriented programming language or object oriented programming language. Okay, there are four main principles related to the object oriented programming language, which in short form is called OOP. The four main principles are data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. There are four main principles of these Java languages also. First thing is data abstraction. What is this data abstraction? It means act of representing essential features without including the background details. For example, it's a real life example. You should know in a ATM, you should know only to put the card in and take the money out, but you should not know the internal structures or what's happening, how the money is coming, what card, how it swipes. You should all not know that all. That's what is called data abstraction. And another example is how to drive a bike or a car or any motorbike. If you drive a bike or a car, you should know only how to drive, or how to drive how to see the road, how to handle the steering, how to put the gear, etc., etc. But you should not know how the car working. You will be not knowing also. That's called data abstraction in simple words and in your real life examples. The second principle is encapsulation. Encapsulation means wrapping of data and function together so that they can be applied as a single object. For your better understanding, I will give a small real life example. For example, you want to drink a milk, so what you add, you will not drink a raw milk. You may heat it and next you may add with sugar. Now imagine that sugar and milk are two different things and you are adding this both to create a object. That's milk. That's called encapsulation. The next principle is inheritance. Inheritance means from which one class acquires a property from the other class. This is called inheritance. The properties which are acquired from the other class are called as base class or derived class. For your real life example, for example, you are going to a shop and buying some biscuits. Now imagine that biscuits when you buy from them and when it becomes your product, it's your own, and that's called in computer language as base class. And from you hand, if anyone takes that biscuits to another, you sell it to the another person, or from you someone takes, that's called as child class. Next, last topic is polymorphism. A single function carrying multiple tasks is said to be polymorphism. Just a simple example, for example, an SL. SL can be used anywhere. It can be used in a remote, it can be used in your car toys, and anywhere. So that's single function, that's a single thing which carries so many functions, it can be used anywhere. So that's called polymorphism in a simple way. For watching, please subscribe my channel.